Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Tom.
And this is the Park Bench.
Yes.
And today, breaking the news.
Which was 7 or 8 years ago now.
Yes.
It was a long time ago.
So, Link?
Yep. We keep getting questions on that. Can we do it again? And what was it like?
How did we do it?
What the hell was I doing with my hair?
So if you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it. There was a link there a second ago in the description.
We tried to get in the background of as many news camera shots as possible.
Did it in a sort of a race kind of way.
It was the first ever proper long form video we did together.
Yeah. We've known each other since we were friends at uni.
Yep.
And we used to regularly go to, the local Wetherspoons.
Oh, can you translate that for Americans? Cheap chain pub.
Cheap chain pub.
They don't have those. They really don't have those.
If you want cheap alcohol
Yes.
and cheap food,
Yes.
it's certainly food.
If you are a student, in other words.
Yes.
Yes.
Then that is the place you go.
Yes.
They have, restaurant-y table seating area. Not
Oh yeah, it's
quality,
your generic chain pub. Yeah.
So we've taken over the sofa area that we always used to.
Yes.
Load of us there talking crap as we always
5
did.
people fitting on one sofa. Yeah. I'd probably if there isn't a photo I can dig up from my archives at some point there. No, I can't because we didn't have smartphones. And who took a camera to Spoons?
Yeah, why would you take a camera to the pub?
No, because you wouldn't. Because it was 2000 something.
8.
We're getting old, Matt.
Yeah.
We're getting old. I realised this the other day. I was giving a talk in Eindhoven. I was at a conference, computer science symposium for students. And I had to change bits of my talk because the folks watching were post-Google. They have grown up with Google. They're 18 now. Google is 16 years old. So they have never known a time when they had internet access and haven't had
They've
Google.
never used Dogpile.
Alta Vista, anything like that. No.
Lycos.
Yahoo has always been a joke from the past that they don't really get.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. What was great is I got to freak them out the same way. Because, they're 17, 18, 19 students. I say, yeah, it's fine. In a few years' time, you'll be doing the same, and the kids you'll be talking to will be post-smartphone. They will have always grown up with smartphones. Yeah. Welcome to feeling old, Matt.
Oh,
So anyway.
In pub, talking about it.
Yes.
Have a load of friends, and we think, okay. Last bit, they have Sky News on in the
Yes, they
background
do.
on TVs on
Yes,
the wall.
yes.
Someone must have gone in the background of the shot.
Someone was doing stupid stuff in the background of the shot, yeah.
We're thinking, before you could do that as a competition. And I went,
And at that point, Top Gear was still a big popular thing.
they have their big challenge things.
Yeah, they just started doing that, so
Yeah.
we weren't really aping their style. Like it was their visual grammar we were taking. Like, all right, let's do this. What's it going to take to do this? Was I in the Students' Union at this point?
Or
Was it?
I
I can't remember. Either way, I took a day off. No, I took a day off to go doing it, so I must have been in the Students'
Okay.
Union at this. Accidentally, I didn't deliberately end up, and I'll tell that story at some point.
So you think, what do we need to do it? Well, we're going to need people to watch TV.
Yes, and tell us where to go.
And we're making a video of it, so we need people to record TV, which has reminded me of something. You know how we recorded TV? Onto DVD. I had a DVD recorder.
Oh, we
It was
didn't.
before
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You did have that, but that's not what we used. We used Chris White's, I think. He had one of the really early hard disk DVRs.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was a complete nightmare to pull the footage off. I can't remember whether we actually had to disassemble the hard disk or whether it was just a lot of USB cables and things. But yeah, it was one of the really early hard disk DVRs. But I think we might have had yours there as well
Yeah. I
because we
think
had
we
a
had
whole
one show
crew.
off it.
I want to set the record. I want to set a record straight. I forgot to credit Simon Harris.
I was going to mention that as well.
Simon Harris, Pear False on Twitter. Sorry, Simon. Officially, I forgot to put his name in the credits at the end, and he was there helping us out. So we need people in a shift system in York watching it.
York, because that's where we were based.
That's where we were
they
based,
all
yeah.
lived, so someone gave over their living room.
Yep. And then we drove down to London. And originally it was going to be 2 cars. Originally it was going to be Top Gear, 2 cars.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
And our second... I'll tell you what, this was one of the luckiest shoots I've ever been on. Because when you go down there, when you see the start of breaking the news, like, it's budget day in London, that was an accident. It wasn't originally going to be budget day in London. We booked everything, I booked time off and everything before budget day was announced. That was a complete fluke.
Yes, we had to plan it all in advance, had to get everyone ready, everyone in New York, and
Yep. complete fluke. And then our second driver dropped out because of, I think it was family issues, something like that. So, all right, well, I guess we're going to have to do one Oyster card, one car. That worked.
That worked.
Yeah, and you drove all the way down,
Yeah,
didn't
so
you?
we very early. It was a long day because we started in York.
Yes.
I drove the 230 odd,
Yep.
250 odd miles from York to London.
You dropped me off at Archway Tube
And
Station.
the point where you see Tom running into the tube station, I had just dropped him off
Yeah.
from a drive from
Yeah.
York and straight into it.
With two camera ops with us, with cameras we'd borrowed from the student TV station. It's in standard definition because that's what the cameras
Big
were. We
Canon
had. Yeah.
DV tape monstrosities.
Which I'll tell you what, it made us look professional. That did a lot for
Better than the
calming.
crappy little handy cam.
It did a lot for calming down the police outside the House of Parliament. You have a big
Yes.
camera like that, yeah. And we went into it, and you were. I mean, what you see is such an abbreviated version of it.
Because it was a whole day.
Yeah,
Chopped down to 5-10 minutes.
12 minutes in
12
the end.
minutes.
12 minutes. We don't actually score any points till halfway through the video.
Yeah.
But the pacing felt right. We set up enough jokes to make it
And
work.
so I had hands-free in my car, you had your phone.
Yep. We
I
weren't.
had just got an iPhone.
Yes. Yeah, I was still an old brick. Yeah. I'll tell you what, we didn't have native London knowledge. Because I've
No,
been down
yeah.
here for years now. You've been down here for a few years.
Still, yeah. I knew nothing about London. I knew
yeah.
nothing about London.
I'd been down enough times to know my way around the tube, but that was all. Yeah.
I knew it was a bit bad to drive, and I had a quick glance
Yeah.
at the A to Z, but you should have seen me.
A to Z! Actual paper A to Z!
Sat nav. I had a paper A to Z.
Like, sat-nav was a thing, but you wouldn't rely on it. And I certainly didn't have one on the street because I still had a brick phone.
I think I had Google Maps, but you didn't. You wouldn't use that.
You wouldn't use it,
It couldn't
no.
give you directions.
No.
So my first plan was to go down and find
This morning.
This morning.
This morning studios.
Which was that is my proudest idea.
Yeah,
that thing,
it
because
would have been
If you look
wonderful.
at Watch This Morning, they have big windows outside, and from the South
Yep.
Bank you can see
Yep.
the windows, and
And you just couldn't get there in time.
it's all about parking and driving in London.
Yep.
Impossible.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I'd got there in a head. I think we actually changed the order in which things happened for the final edit. I think there was I can't remember now. And the thing is, the edited version's now replaced what actually happened in my head. I can't remember in what order we met up and what order the Chancellor left early and everything like that. But what you see is pretty much what happened.
There's, as with all TV style, because we were going for the TV style.
Yeah.
We tightened it up, made the.
Yeah. Also, remember, this was filmed on DV tape, mini DV tape. So we had to get the physical tape out
Yeah.
the camera, put it in a thing that connected to the laptop, and
then
actually
play it.
for the computer to pull it in.
It took us weeks to edit it.
Oh, yeah, and the audio edit and find the music and everything to go with it. Yeah, it was a long edit. And then we put it out. And I remember there was a comment on there that has
So I'm just thinking, we were in the Students' Union bar. I'd taken my iMac in there.
Yes.
And we just set up shop in there for 2 days.
Yeah.
And we hated each other by the end of
We
it.
like this happens. We get about 2 or 3 days at most
If
before
it's just us two, then
Oh no! Remember
yeah.
with Tim?
Yeah, okay.
We went to Stavanger with Tim, which was we should tell you about that at some point because I've got the videos of a few of those acts.
I might have a couple as well.
The next video is going to be that time we went to Stavanger. We should get Tim in on that. I got lost. Where was I?
We hate each other.
Yes! Yeah, we get about 2-3 days, and then we really start grating on it. Like, the endless barrage of puns starts to grate a little.
Neither of us can help each other, but we will pun anything and we can't stop it.
Yes.
And they get worse and worse the more tired we get.
Yes.
So we have something to eat and then we're a little bit friendly and then we...
It's basically, it works for, it's a graph that starts okay. It's like, hey, we've had food. We've had food. I'm getting my own food now. Because I literally did that in Oslo. After we got... Oh, sorry, we are those dicks telling travel stories. After we got back from
We've been lucky this year.
Yeah, we've been very lucky this year. After we got back from Svalbard, we were in Oslo for a little while. You'll notice the video on how to get to Svalbard is me on my own in Oslo. That's because we've got us two. We've got Tim, who has he ever appeared in any of our videos? He must have done at some point.
He has in some, but I don't know if they're on the internet anymore.
He's 6'7". He's wonderful. He's like Bambi on ice when he's drunk. It's amazing. And the three of us have just been constantly making jokes. And I've actually, no, you went and sat down in a cafe.
I went to look at a museum.
No, you went to a museum. Tim went and sat down in a cafe.
Yeah.
I went and did a tiny bit of tourism. And suddenly, when we've been away from each other, we're under a tree that it's been raining on. I'm getting very wet now. Yep.
Yes, we have colour-matched umbrellas.
Yes, we did, because it was worth it for that joke.
There is a slight chance, well, there's probably quite a chance that there's going to be wet on the lens.
Is there wet on the lens?
Shall I have a look?
Yeah, give the lens a polish, Matt. Anyway, what are we talking about? Yes, we hate each other after a couple of days.
We
were editing in
yeah.
the Students' Union bar, and after a couple of days, it's like, right, that's it, it's done. The voiceovers were recorded in the university radio station, and you needed your own style. Because you can't record voiceovers in my style, because we have completely different speech patterns.
We've obviously talked completely differently,
Yeah.
as you've probably noticed. So, to do this, obviously we have to kind of not script, but Tom had to tell me, as he did the video edit,
I know what the voiceover
story.
needs to be.
You knew the story, so he had to give me an outline, but without writing it down in his way of talking, so I could say it in my own way of talking, without sounding like doing an impression of him.
Do an impression of me, Matt. I hate you.
Hi, I'm Tom, and I'm a dick.
This is what I mean. This is funny at the minute because we've been together for about 3 hours at this point. Were this 2 days later and we'd been stuck round each other, no, that would no. So we did the edit, we put it up, and I was talking about the comment. Because we got all sorts of comments. Because at that point, I was part of a web community, and YouTube was just kind of starting as this thing. And I wasn't part of the YouTube community. We were using it as a dumping ground for videos.
Yeah, where it was a good place to put a video.
And there were some nice comments that came in, and someone said, "Oh, this is too long. This is 12 minutes. You could have cut this down. This could have been 60." It was a guy I've worked with since, who's lovely. His opinion I very much respect on internet stuff. Who said this should have been 60 seconds, 2 minutes, and then this response came in that said, "No, this is lovely, and you've done this on a fraction of the budget that the BBC would have done for half an hour of metaphorical badgercock." Which is a phrase that has clearly stayed with me for 7 years. I'm going to have to go back and find a screenshot of that if they've not deleted the comment since. Because the wording just... It was one of those things where one comment really did brighten up. Because it was wonderful.
Badger cut.
And I text... Oh, God, travel stories. We are those dicks with travel stories. The last time I was in Washington, D.C., which was a year ago. It was did the video from there about 7 years ago. And I was walking past the Capitol building, and there was this film crew there, and they are clearly doing a live broadcast on some US TV. And I sent you a text that said, "We should do breaking the news again." And you said,
No.
"Yeah." You said
I probably said it more of a foxtrot Oscar.
Yes. The trouble is, Matt, the way you pronounce the word foxtrot, that didn't sound like foxtrot.
Oh, did it sound like foxtrot?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
I don't know which one of those I have to bleep now.
Only the second one.
Only the last one. Only the last one. Clearly, you said no. Why did you say no?
Well, we've done it.
Yeah. Well, that's the big one. But why? Because people say you want to do a bigger, bolder, brighter. Sorry, cyclist. We've set up a camera in the middle of a footpath again because we thought this was going to be quiet.
Because it's in a park bench. Park benches are on footpaths. Footpaths aren't very wide. We're always in the way.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Great idea. Brilliant plan.
This was many years ago. I'm having trouble remembering.
It was because we don't do a bigger one, we don't do a better one for two reasons. One, we don't do it in America because, I mean...
You can't get away with it.
You can't get away with it. Okay, we're white, but we'd still get arrested.
Yeah.
And...
It's a dick move.
It's also a dick move because we now both work in broadcasting and we know how much we'd be annoyed right now if someone was doing that behind us.
I know, that was part of the annoying thing because I've wanted to do what I'm doing now anyway since then, so kind of...
Yeah. It was
and I've had that happen to me.
It's one of those things that is really, really funny when you're a student.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you can get away with it. And then you look back on it a few years later and go, yeah, it was funny, but I wouldn't do that now.
No.
I certainly wouldn't do it bigger and better in America because we could never be that lucky again. We could never have all those things fall in just the right and have the news presenters not really mind because at that point there were no
There was no
big news
news.
stories going on.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
God,
massive
if
time of crisis.
If a big
We'd have killed it.
Not nice-
Yeah.
yeah.
It was.
That
We
was-
were lucky in every single
Yeah.
way. We couldn't do that now. We wouldn't want to do it now, and it would never be the same again. But it was quite fun.
Yeah. And at the end of it,
We stayed. Sorry, carry on. At the end of it,
at the end of it, we met up on the South Bank. We
Yep.
shot a hugging ending scene.
Yep.
We'd actually met up before and give you a
yeah,
lift,
of course. Lies of television.
made it more fun for you to watch. What are we going to
Yep.
do?
Sorry, you've got a dangly thing just there, and it's going to annoy. Can you rotate your umbrella? There we go. There we go.
Been spinning it around. Have you noticed? I've been doing that.
No,
It's like,
no, I haven't.
Good job we don't have to edit this. Continuity.
What were we talking about?
At the end
Yeah.
of breaking the news, we went to the Science Museum.
We did. Science Museum Lates had just started. If you're in London and you don't know Science Museum Lates, Science Museum does an over 18s only opening last Wednesday of every month.
Bars dotted around the
Yeah,
inside.
it's great to go to a couple of times, then you start realising just how busy it is, and it's kind of so. But it's wonderful the first couple of times you go. So we went in the kids' play area.
So the four of us that were in London,
Yep.
obviously those in York,
And
done for the day.
then we spent the night in the Luton Travel Lodge. And I'll tell you what, there are few more depressing words that go together than Luton Travel
Don't
Lodge.
tell the Americans what a travel lodge is.
They know what a travel lodge is.
Do they have travel lodges?
A different company, same name.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it is just as much. It's a really depressing motel.
Oh, they have motels, don't they?
It's not a motel because we don't have motels. It's a depressing chain hotel. But because we were students and we were on a significantly smaller budget than we
all
are
in one
now,
room?
we were all in one room. There were three of us in one room, and it was basically like a sleepover. Because what we got to was the end. I can't remember what the joke was, but we just got the
lying in bed,
giggles.
Weren't we lying in bed going,
No, that was where that joke came from. For years, we have had an in-joke. For some reason, that involves going, and it came from a bloody car number plate on the way to HWN1 or something like that on the way down, which is
Because obviously, if you spent 3 hours in a car,
you get
fine,
in-jokes.
you're just going to read number plates out as if they were.
That's where our in-jokes come from. That's some of the edits that don't make citation needed because you have to explain the in-joke. And that's why we'll never do Breaking the News again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And would not dangly thing again. And it wouldn't have worked without the crew in York. 'Cause
Oh
they
my
were telling us what to do.
It wouldn't have worked without so many people. It really wouldn't. Everyone in the credits and Simon Harris.
And Simon Harris. He's in the video.
He's in the video. Start spreading the news. I've got a
leaving
cold and
today.
can't. I can't.